Kansas that were very pleasant today. However, we are looking for a new front to begin to drift south and eastward. The central and eastern parts of Kansas. I have made a few how to scan film videos in the past, and I cannot believe I did not make one for 35mm film, which was my entry point in shooting film to begin with. Anyway, I am glad that some of you guys have pointed that out in my previous scanning video, and here I am finally making one, as I should have a long time ago. Also, I just want to mention that I have 3 other how to scan film videos that I made in the past in case you need more resources in scanning film. So in this video, I will be scanning my 35mm films with the Epson V600 and the Lomo Digitaliza 35mm film scanning mask. I also want to mention that you can follow along in this video if you are using the scanning mask that came with the Epson V600. And the scanning software that I will be using in this video is Silverfast. So if any of you guys are actually using Epson Scan or Epson Scan 2, feel free to check the scanning part of this video that I made. Also, just a quick note, I was able to get a free copy of Silverfast because I own an Epson V600, so if you want, you can check on that too. And lastly, I will be using the Negative Lab Pro plugin to convert the negatives that I just scanned. The first thing that I do is blow some air to my negatives using this blower. This is not a mandatory step, but I recommend it to lessen the dust on the scanned negatives and lessen the time it takes to remove the dust artifacts in post-production. I will then place it on the Digitaliza scanning mask and place it on my scanner. As you see, I placed a guide on my scanner to make sure that my negatives are center aligned when scanning. You do not have to do the same. I just find that it makes my scanning workflow faster. Next, I will go to Silverfast. I make sure that the selections in the upper left-hand corner are transparency, positive, and 48-bit HDR RAW. I select positive instead of negative because I will be converting the negatives using Negative Lab Pro on Lightroom. And if you do not have Negative Lab Pro plugin, just select negative and perform all your conversions on Silverfast. The same idea applies if you're using Epson Scan or Epson Scan 2. I then click Pre-Scan to show the negatives to be scanned. Then select Frame, Find Frames, and select All Frames. The frames are often detected but not selected properly, so I just rearrange the frames accordingly. After that, I will rename the images accordingly and make sure that the image format is DNG, as this is what is recommended by Negative Lab Pro. Once everything is set, I click Scan. Once the scanning process is done, I open the scanned negatives on Lightroom. I then convert them using the Negative Lab Pro plugin. Right after conversion, all I have to do now is do my edits on the images. But honestly, with the help of Negative Lab Pro, my post-production process has gotten a lot faster and easier because of its amazing conversion engine that makes the colors of the conversions true to what it looked like when taken. And again, I'm not getting paid to say this. This is actually my 4th scanning video using the plugin, and I must say, it has definitely gotten a lot better from the first time that I was using it for my first scanning video. And that is how I scan 35mm film. So if you guys have any questions or you encountered any hiccups along the way, let me know in the comment section down below and I'll get back to you. Also, if you learned and found something valuable out of this video, please leave a thumbs up as it helps the channel a lot. Also, if you're new here, thanks for dropping by and consider subscribing for more amazing videos in the future. You can also definitely check out my work on Instagram and I have TikTok where I post fashion related content. So if you're into that, you can find all of that in the description down below. So that's pretty much it. And until next time, stay safe. Peace.